All right, Terrell, you just passed the PMP this morning, like real early. How do you feel?
I feel great. It's been a long road, a lot of obstacles in the way, a lot of impediments. Use that word.
There we go.
And I just feel good. It was a really early morning. Started at about 3:30. The exam began around 4:30 a.m. Took I came down to the last 10 minutes and completed it and saw the coveted congratulations.
Yeah.
And then it just I don't know. I had to like rub my eyes. Like, did I finally just pass this after all this time? It was just a good feeling. It was a great feeling.
That's awesome, man. We're really, really happy for you. So you don't. It's a long story, but you don't have to go through all the details. But give us the short version. What happened? What was the story behind it?
Well, the story is I originally started looking into the program because it was just something that I wanted to pursue. I heard about it a lot, and then I had a cousin who saw it, and he was like, "Man, is this something you do? Will this help me get out of my current situation?" And I talked to him, and my cousin had a lot of issues going on, and I
Mhm.
think that's when I contacted you because my cousin passed away,
Oh
who
man.
like gave me a lot of the emphasis on the PMP, and
Mhm.
he was trying to work. He wanted to work towards it. He had a long way to go, but he's like, man, maybe if I learn this, this will help me out. I'm like, hey, I'll look at it too. I'll look at it. So I did, and I that's when I contacted you. I originally started working with you, and then he passed away, and I took some time away from it.
Mm.
And then I got back into it, and then a tragedy struck again.
Oh man.
and
See.
yeah, tragedy struck again, and this time it was my grandmother.
Oh
And
Lord.
so I took a step back again, and then so that's when I did go and take it. I did take it that time, and I didn't pass it. So I
Mhm.
do have a failure here. I do
That's
have
all
a
right.
failure. It wasn't a bad failure though. It wasn't a bad failure, but I wasn't completely concentrated. So I took a step back, and I took the CAPM,
Mhm.
and of course I passed that because I did have a concept of everything, and
Oh,
I
you
came
didn't just
back.
pass it, dude. I went like in the prep for this. I looked at your results and it was like above target, above target, like you
Yes,
like pegged it. So that's pretty good. So
yes,
keep going.
yes.
Yeah.
So I did well on that, and then I just decided to come back in, full speed, take my time, and actually learn everything. And Agile came along, so I had to add that, and
Hmm.
that just going through your Agile made easy. That made it a lot easier. I was going to look through the practice guide, but I just didn't feel like it. It was just like the word I had it on my phone, and the words were just so. It was just so many words, and I didn't feel like reading it. So I listened to your book again. I listened to your book,
Yeah.
and I used that, and then I went back to the 7-day accelerator and went through Agile Made Easy every single video about
Nice.
3 times.
Awesome. That's
And then
awesome.
last night before I tested, I went through them all again,
That's
every
awesome,
single
dude.
one, and I got off at about midnight last night. I said, okay, this is it. And this morning it was just like everything was clicking. It was like, okay, this is everything he talked about. It's here. It's here. And it was like easy. I'm sitting there smiling, taking the test. I'm like, oh, I'm passing this test. It's acing it.
Well, that's
Mhm.
good, dude. Well, that makes me feel nice. And you didn't know anything about Agile previous, my understanding is, right?
I had a little knowledge of it.
Mhm.
I wasn't like a guru. I do have the PSM,
Hmm.
which is a professional scrum master,
Hmm.
but your material goes into deeper detail than that
Okay.
does.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's
Mhm.
good. So you obviously, since you took it way early in the morning, you took it at home.
Yes.
What was the experience like? Like all situational questions? What was the mix of like agile and waterfall and stuff? Like what was it like? Walk us through it, please.
I believe um, just my experience was probably,
Mhm.
I would say, 80% agile.
Oh
It was
man.
a high like degree of agile questions, and a lot of it was what would the project manager do, or
Hmm.
what should the project manager do, or what should the project manager do first.
Hmm.
That was the majority of the questions the entire exam. I probably had around, I would say, 8 matching,
Hmm.
and then there were no EVM questions.
Hmm.
They did ask about like schedule and like cost, and but that was it. They didn't ask me to do any type of formulas. So
Okay.
it wasn't like overwhelming, but it was hard. I mean, the questions are long. They do ask the long situational questions, but I'm just going through and looking at your Agile Made Easy and the way you
Mhm.
set it up to just look at it, align it, and just go through the whole process. And it makes it easier to just eliminate answers. And I don't know. It's just that's just the best way to do it.
That's awesome, dude. That's really, really good. And so, what did you? I know you had some inspiration to get this, but what's in
Mhm.
it for you? Like, why were you getting the PMP?
Well, with me, I always look for something to add value to myself, and
Hmm.
if I go anywhere, I want to add value to wherever I go.
Love it.
So the PMP was something like, okay, I was already interested in it,
Right.
and I brought it up a little bit, and then my cousin, he like took it and was like, "This is something I really want to do. This will get me out of my situation."
Uh huh.
But so I kept it up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna transition from the military. This is gonna be my thing. Like this is my goal. And it
Hmm.
kind of hurt me when I felt it the first time because it
Yeah.
was like my goal. This is what I want to do. This will make me very, very happy. And I already could envision how it would feel. And like I feel like it's like a life changer for me. It just like it woke me up. Like when I got it, I was extremely tired, and then I saw the congratulations, and I'm woke back up again. It's just like it's amazing. I just feel like it's a life changer. It's something that I've wanted to do, and it's not something. It's I don't feel like it's a job,
Right.
because I'm actually on an internship right now as a project manager. So I
Awesome.
like doing it. So it's gonna help me in the future and help me land a salary that I've never seen before. Hopefully.
Well, that
So
sounds good to
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah, let's
yeah.
hope it does. I know it will. Well, that's really, really great that you went through. So there's a lot of people out there that, I mean, I love the fact that you were like, yo, I failed. It happened. You had some stuff going on, obviously. And
Yes.
so, but it happens. You weren't afraid of it. You went back and you hit it hard. You did it. Um, for those people that are out there that maybe failed before, what would be your advice to them? What's the most appropriate way to like bounce back and get into it like you did? What would you think?
Well, the way that I just bounced back, I just went back to day one.
Hmm.
Went back to day one. I think I spoke with you, and you
Hmm.
said the best thing to do is just go back to day one. Make sure you got all the information in your head, and it's just there, and get it stuck there, and make sure you understand high level. That was my biggest thing, just to make sure I know. And when I'm able to go through and go through the practice exams,
Hmm.
and everything clicks so easily, then that's
Hmm.
when I'm like, okay, I can move from this portion, go to the next portion. And then
Love it.
I did that until it was just like, okay, I'm ready to test now. I wasn't even going to test today. I was going to test next week. And then yesterday, I'm explaining this to somebody, and I'm like, what? So I can explain this to somebody. I'm gonna test tomorrow. So I changed my test date last night to test this morning. So yeah, it was
That's
a
pretty awesome. That's pretty gutsy to go. I'm gonna pull it up.
yeah.
So that's great. I'm glad it turned out really, really well. Um, so as you look out there, like who were you explaining? Were you in the coaching call or somebody else, or who are you explaining to?
Well, I have a lot of friends who they just want to know like what I'm doing.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm on an internship right now for
Yeah.
a nursing company, and I'm
Yeah.
helping them to create a micro credential for their courses, and they're
Oh,
using it
cool.
as a project. Yes.
That's
Um,
cool.
so this is something I'm trying to be really involved in, and I asked to go into that to get that experience, and that's I just explain it to everyone I talk to, and they're like, "What is something that I should go do?" And I say, "Project management. Do it. It's fun."
It's fun. That's awesome, dude. I would like let's talk afterwards about like the credential. Maybe we can help out. Who knows?
Okay.
Because we make courses and things. So that's awesome. Well, I mean, as you get into it, who knows? Maybe you can explain it to some other students that we have. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
So I think you did an amazing job. I'm really, really happy with how you bounced back. Is there any last words you want to leave the people with about, that are out there and just the things that, sum up your experience? Anything that you want to leave them with?
Um, my experience is a long one. I had a long road, like I said.
Mhm.
Just never give up. If this is like anyone's goal, like your main goal to accomplish, just don't give up on it. make sure you just stay the course, because when you finally pass it, it's just a different feeling. Like, this felt better than walking the stage getting the MBA. So to me, it did anyway.
That's
So
awesome.
that's what
Well,
I'll
that's
go with.
awesome, man. Well, you did great. I know you probably can't sleep, but you probably need to now that staying up late, kids and all. But let's stay in touch. I really, really appreciate it. You did an amazing job and you gave them a lot of good insights. So a lot of people will follow your example. So thanks again, man.
All right. Thank you again.
Right on, man. Thank you very much. See ya.